Hey, everybody. Welcome to my home. This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer. And I'm here once again with my full moon ceremony for January 2022. The full moon is on the 17th at 6. I need my glasses for this, excuse me. 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's in 27 Cancer, 51, meaning 27 degrees, 51 minutes of Cancer. Let's call it 28 Cancer, okay? You're going to want to look and see, look at your birth chart and see where 28 Cancer falls. Allow a 5-degree orb on either side of that, of the 28, and you will be able to see where that full moon falls in your birth chart. Now, the full moon is when things come to a head. They go pop. And this can be a very exciting time. Just prior to it, though, people tend to be just a little bit tense. So be aware of that. Mercury has gone retrograde. Venus is retrograde. So we've got a double whammy this month. We've got a tag team, right? And Venus doesn't go direct until the very end of the month. So you know how Mercury, when Mercury's retrograde, everything is confused and unsettled. Multiply that by 2 and you have the picture. Before I go any further, though, I'm going to go through the moon in each of the signs. A lot of you have told me that you really want to be a practicing astrologer, but you're just a beginning student. If you're a beginning student, you're not just a beginning student. You are a beginning student of this marvelous cosmic science. My suggestion is you get a hold of Now That I've Cast It, What Do I Do With It? It's the first book I ever wrote, and it's still unbelievably helpful to the astrology student. My most recent book is called Hidden Messages in Your Birth Chart. Man, this is powerful. It'll show you the hidden messages you got from the authority figures in your life when you were just a little kid. These 2 books I recommend very highly, not just because I wrote them, but because people tell me how these books have helped them in their astrological journey. I'm just going to announce, it's not ready yet, but my favorite chart of all is the diurnal chart. This is what I use to predict the outcome of political races, football games, baseball games. This chart, the diurnal chart, has got to be my all-time favorite chart when it comes to astrology. I'll be working on it during this double retrograde. I call it the double whammy time, the double retrograde of Mercury and Venus. And I'll let you know when it's ready because I've already written it. I am updating it. So, all right, let's get on with the full moon ceremony. First of all, since the full moon is in Cancer, I'm going to start with Cancer. You beautiful Cancerians, it's your turn because this full moon is in your solar first house. And for those of you who study astrology, yes, the solar chart is what I'm using. Of course, I would use a solar chart. I couldn't possibly do a chart for everybody out there. So it is the solar chart, and it works with the natal chart. For a long time, I didn't appreciate the solar chart. Now I do, because it works. All right. So, Cancerians, with the moon in your solar first house, it is your turn to do what you want, when you want, how you want, because you want. It is your time to shine. And remember, on the full moon, everything comes alive, everything goes pop. And some of you are probably asking, was that a good thing or a bad thing? It is. It can be any way you want it to be. And I'm going to help you create what you want in just a few minutes. Leo, this particular full moon encourages you to pull back and retreat and get organized. And of course, with Mercury and Venus both tag teaming us from being retrograde, both of them, you will enjoy your solitude, your privacy. Cancer, you do your thing your way, okay? You don't need permission, just do it. Leo, and I should say great, grand, glorious Leo, pull back, retreat, get more sleep, more meditation, and enjoy your own company. Virgo, this is a time to be with your friends. The humanitarian in you expresses itself beautifully now. What organizations do you belong to? Give your attention to them, because this is your time to shine. Libra, how lovely. Libra, it's time for you to move upward in your career. Now, I know that we have the double Mercury, but your career, your leadership, your place in the sun, so to speak, is activated. So take advantage of it. If you're offered a new position, of course, accept it and start it after Mercury and Venus go direct. Easy enough. We'll talk about that next month, okay? So your career, your leadership is activated. Move up into the top slot. Scorpio, your belief system, your principles, that's what you're focused on. And if you have a chance to travel, I'm talking long distance travel, and if the planes are flying, because so many have been grounded recently, get your passport, get on a plane, and take off running. This is you taking an overview of options that are open to you that you didn't even know you had before. Are you thinking of taking higher education courses? Perfect. Are you thinking of getting another degree? Great. Or are you just seeing opportunities everywhere? That's what I'm talking about. Sagittarius, it's time for you to get a little solitude and privacy too. Your psychic ability is activated. You are now the psychic detective of the zodiac, getting to the bottom of what is going on. This is a great time to talk about reinvesting, refinancing perhaps, because remember, with both Venus and Mercury retrograde, it's time to tie up the loose ends of unfinished projects, not necessarily to start new ones. So any unfinished business, particularly something that's not quite resolved, you know you don't have the true story yet. That's what I'm talking about focusing on. Capricorn, it's time to get out there and be with other people. The one-on-one relationship is what you're looking for now. Go for it. If you are partnered, if you're married, put your attention on the other person, because they're going to be putting their attention on themselves. You might as well both be on the same team. If there's nobody special in your life, get out there, put the thought out. Put the feeling out there, put the desire out there, and create that wonderful person. Aquarius, It is time for you to really get down with the nitty-gritty. Cross those T's, dot those I's, and focus on your job and your health. This is a terrific full moon to leap ahead health-wise and job-wise. Am I suggesting that you start a new job right now? Not if you can help it. Not with these double Mercury, double retrograde. You can see the retrograde. I just express it all the time when it is retro. My mind and my mouth do not work as a team during those times. Aquarius, focus on your job. Be your wonderful humanitarian, innovative self. And write out a plan. And after Mercury and Venus go direct, you'll find it bearing fruit. Pisces, it's time for you to party and play and enjoy yourself. Do you have kids? They're going to want your attention. It is time for fun. Are you an artist? Are you painting? Are you drawing? Are you writing a book? Your creative side and your fun side are both awakened. Party like there's no tomorrow. Aries, your home and family and maybe real estate matters, very strongly triggered. Or you might just want to stay home. Cool, do it. The weather outside is frightful all over America. So I don't know how it is in your country. Those of you who are watching outside the United States, but it's winter time and stay home, focus on the family. Are you renovating? Are you constructing? Are you buying? Are you selling? Remember, we don't want to move into a new home while Mercury is retrograde, if we can possibly help it. Unless you are tying up the loose ends of an unfinished home move, then go for it. Taurus, your ideas are just terrific now. It's time to share them with other people. It's time to express yourself and your ideas. Maybe talking with siblings. That would be fine. Gemini. Okay. Gemini, money. This is you focusing on finances. And since the full moon brings things to a head, get your plans ready. I know we're under a double retro. And this full moon activates your finances. And everybody is saying, I have a Gemini moon. Does that count for me? Or a Gemini Mercury. Does that count for me? It sure does, of course. So there you have your personal lunar full moon forecast. Now, let's get on with the ceremony. What we do, first of all, as many of you know, because you used to attend my full moon ceremonies at the Phoenix and Dragon prior to COVID, or you've been watching these videos every single month. What we do is we write a list. It doesn't have to be this short. It doesn't have to be on elegant paper, obviously. And we put down what we want to create, and we burn that list. Why do we burn it? To send it to the multiverse, to send it out there so that Spirit, God, can deliver it to us. If we hang on to it, if we were to have a list and just kept looking at it, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? It doesn't happen. Not as fast as if we tear it up and send it the source energy. So, if you'd like to pause the video right now, grab something that you want to burn your list in. And I like to tear it up. This is what I do. It works for me. It works beautifully because what I found is when you let it go, when you uncurl your fingers from around your list, God can work on it. Your angels, your spirit guides can all work on it for you. And I suggest that you do this carefully. What you're going to do is simply burn the list. And I start, since I'm such a great fire starter, with one piece of paper. And some paper burns better, I've found, than others. So I'm always kind of helping it along. And when it's ashes, you can toss it to the winds. You can do with it whatever feels comfortable to you, okay? And I will set this down on the floor. I have hardwoods, just to get it out of the way now. Okay. Now, perhaps you came to this video that you're watching with something that was heavy on your heart, or something that you cannot get out of your mind, something you would like to change. I hope that that was on your list. You can ask for anything you want because Spirit delivers all the time. And what we're going to do is create what we want. We're going to give that burning list a little push. So you can create what you want from a state of love. Now, if you're upset with somebody or aggravated with them, this will help. I find very often that when people are angry, they really want to stay angry. They feel justified in their anger. And I'm not here to talk you out of that. I am here to help you move into a state of love where you can create what you want. You can't force somebody else to change. But what you can do is look at what you are creating, why you are creating the block to what you want. And you can let that go. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going, what we need to do, what I have found is the answer to so much, is responsibility, taking responsibility. And when I say responsibility, I don't mean obligation. I mean responding to your ability as a leader. When you take full and complete responsibility for everything that happens in your life, you no longer blame somebody else. Well, if only the government would do this. Well, if only he would change and do whatever, basically whatever I want him to. That's not responsibility. Responding to your ability as a leader or a lover, a loving person, more specifically, you're going to look at what is blocking you from that. Well, he is. No, he's not. He's showing you what you either don't want or do want. So here's what you do. You take your right hand and you put it on your heart. And of course, when your hand is on your heart, that's where you're focused. And you'll feel yourself softening, getting sweeter. this is what starts to happen. And this will allow you then to create what you want because you're coming from a state of love. And now that you have burned your lists, you can move into love and ask for what you want. And so in your right hand, now that you're in a state of love, take as long as you need, put the video on pause. I'll be there when you come back. What you want to do is extend your right hand and place in it what you want, what your heart's desire is. Not, I want, $50. What is your heart's desire? This is what you put in your right hand. Because you're in a state of love, God can speak to you, and you may be led to change what you want and describe an emotion. In other words, if he were to change, I would be happy. So what you want is happiness. You don't want to keep waiting on him to change, to give it to you. That's not his job, whoever he is. I'm using a hypothetical situation, one which I hear all the time from many people, wanting somebody else to change so they can be happy. Well, you want happiness, let's say. Okay. There it is. And move into it. Feel it. It's wonderful. Then in your left hand, ask Source, Spirit, God, to put what is blocking you from that. It may be a feeling. It may be an emotional attachment to a person. It may be the need to be right and blameless. Whatever it is, it's blocking you from what you want. And now what you do is you toss whatever's in your left hand to God. Drop kick it if you want to. Let it go. It is blocking you from being the way you want to be, feeling the way you want to feel, having what you want to have. You get the picture. Okay. Now that you have let go of that block, I'm going to give you some acceptances. And when I'll say them out loud. And as I go through them, allow all the love of the universe to pour down from the top of your head through every cell of your body and out the soles of your feet. That is how you create. And you start by speaking your given name at birth. This is another chance, so to speak. So if your full name at birth was Mary Susan June Smith III, that's what you say. I, Mary Susan June Smith III. And then we'll go on with the acceptances. I'm not going to say my name because I don't want to put that in your prayer. But at the count of 3, you'll do that. And then the acceptances are so powerful. And they do produce what you want. So at the count of 3, your full name at birth. 1, 2, 3. I, full name. Take back my heart so I can love. And let all of God's energy pour down from the top of your head through every cell in your body and out the soles of your feet. I take back my soul because that is my pure essence. I take back my mind so I can think for myself. I take back my body so that I can nourish it and take care of it and be healthy. I take it back from illness. I take back my honor because that is vitally important to who I am. I take back my identity. And your identity is God in an earthbound body. That is your identity. I take back my self-respect. This allows me to step forward and ask for what I want. I take back my God-given talents and abilities because that's what I came here to express. And lastly, I take back my life. Take that back. It's your life. You matter. Focus on you. Know that you matter. And lastly, we're going to do the part I just love. I just love this. Let me get organized here. The star cards. Years ago, there were angel cards that we used to have. And I found that they didn't satisfy me. So I wrote down my own cards. Here they are. got all but one. And so we're going to accept them if you choose to accept them, of course. They're all positive. So everybody out there, this group, no matter where you are, no matter what part of the world you are in, we are brought together under one celestial roof, as it were, and we are one. And the cards, the star cards I pull, apply to all of us. And if there's somebody who is not watching this video with you, please feel free to send it to them. Or if you want, just include them now. Okay. First card. Oh, right to the bottom line. You are God made manifest. And what you say is, I am God made manifest. And let that pour down from the top of your head into every cell of your body and out the soles of your feet. You are awesome. I am awesome. That's your acceptance. Even if you don't feel it right this minute, somebody else does. You are worthy. I am worthy. That's what holds us back so much. Got to get good enough. Got to get good enough. You already are. You already are. Think about who you are. You have strength. I could do this all day. You lift the planet. I know several of you have written me and told me what you have accomplished after watching and participating in my full moon ceremonies. And you know that you do lift the planet. You've proved it to yourself. Transform yourself. I transform myself. You are healed. I am healed. People listen when you speak. You are a visionary. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just a visionary, and that puts you ahead of the pack, and they don't understand. Find your own kind. Dare to dream. You have mega energy. And the last card. Live your destiny. Oh, this one is awesome. My dear friends, thank you so much for joining me in my living room. And please join me next month when, once again, we have a magnificent circle of light and friendship and unity. And may our world be one of peace, of love, of joy. And may we embrace our brothers and sisters everywhere in that peace, love, and joy. Till next month, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.